What's up, fam? Mainman Mademan in the building. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man, all day. Salute to everybody in Mainman Mademan's boxing forum over there on Facebook, man. The thing is this. I'm thinking about this Caleb Plant and Canelo Alverez possible fight. And I'm going to tell y'all, fight fans, I'm spinning this around in my head, man. I've watched Caleb Plant's last 3 or 4 fights. Fam, I'm going to tell y'all, man, Jose Huscategui was about 3 or 4 fights ago. 3 or 4 fights ago in which Caleb Plant looked great. I mean, great. Dropping Huscategui, his power looked intact. His speed looked intact. He looked complete. Combination punching, the faster puncher, the whole 9 yards. But then when you fast forward to the Truax fight, and then you got a Caleb Plant that's throwing one shot at a time, softening up Truax with a jab for the most part of the early rounds. And then in the mid to late rounds, start to unleash a bit more combination punching after he's kind of softened Truax up. But however, his combination punching was not nearly enough to get Truax out of there. Caleb Plant got 12 knockouts in 20 plus fights. Only 12 knockouts. I'm listening to an interview by Caleb Plant over there on the Mike Carpenter show. And Caleb Plant is saying that he finds it disrespectful that people are likening him to Billy Joe Saunders. He is saying that the only thing that him and Billy Joe Saunders share is their slickness, but that's about as far as it goes. He says he's a more explosive fighter than Billy Joe Saunders. He says that he is more disciplined than Billy Joe Saunders. It can be argued that Billy Joe Saunders has the more experience because Billy Joe Saunders honestly has a better resume. He's beaten Andy Lee. He's beaten Chris Eubank Jr. He's beaten David Lemieux. He's a 2-divisional champion. He's moved up in weight. So it can be argued that Billy Joe Saunders has more experience than the 28-year-old Caleb Plant. And so when I mix all of this stuff around in my head, fam, I'm going to be real with y'all, man. I'm going to be real. At once upon a time, right after that Huscategui fight, because I remember covering that fight, I was riding real high on Caleb Plant. And I was saying that Caleb Plant has a great skill set, and his skill set is pretty much ideal to beat Canelo Alverez. But that was 3-4 fights ago. And now from what I'm seeing more recently from Caleb Plant, it's more of a one-shot fighter that softens you up with one shot in movement. And then once he's kind of softened you up to that point, then he starts to unleash 1-2s and combination punching down the stretch. That's what I see from Caleb Plant now. However, these combination punches are not hurting nobody. They're not hurting nobody. They're not making nobody honest because Truax kept coming no matter what Caleb Plant threw. And so now I've evolved to, truth be told, I'm favoring Canelo Alvarez over Caleb Plant. That's where I'm at today. May 13th, 2021. Mainman Mademan is right here at Caleb Plant. Or should I say favoring Canelo Alvarez over Caleb Plant. And that's where I'm at. I'm sorry, fam. I know Caleb Plant is explosive, as he says, and Caleb Plant need to understand that the only reason that boxing fans are lumping him in there with Billy Joe Saunders is because he's a mobile fighter. Nothing more, nothing less. You're a mobile fighter. We've been wanting to see Canelo Alvarez face mobile fighters. He hasn't faced one since Erislandy Law until he met Billy Joe Saunders. So that's the reason mainly that Caleb Plant is lumped in with Billy Joe Saunders. Not because of your explosiveness or anything else that you bring to the fight game, but for the simple fact that you are mobile. And Canelo Alvarez has been reluctant to face a mobile style. But I do believe that Caleb Plant can be a bit more explosive than Billy Joe Saunders going down the stretch. Normally, Billy Joe Saunders is even in survival mode or he is content with what he has done in the fight by the championship rounds. As for Caleb Plant, I see him being explosive going down the stretch. That's the major difference. Combination punching, willing to have a high activity rate down the stretch in the championship rounds. I favor that to Caleb Plant over opposed to Billy Joe Saunders. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, man, even though knowing all that, like I said, Billy was the more experienced fighter. Billy been in there with more experienced fighters. He has the better resume. He's overcome more adversity. He's beaten Andy Lee. He's beaten Chris Eubank Jr. He's beaten David Lemieux in his own backyard. And as for Caleb Plant, well, he's yet to do that. But however, Caleb Plant, on the other hand, is resting his body, nurturing his injuries, not taking any risks in the meantime, between time, and putting wear and tear on himself, preparing for Canelo Alverez. He could be a much more stronger version of himself. Also, Caleb Plant is entering into his prime. As for Billy Joe Saunders, it can be argued that either he's currently in his prime or his prime could be behind him. That's a major, major difference. A major difference. Caleb Plant walking into his prime at 28 years old right now. Now, Canelo Alvarez is not much older than Caleb Plant. But however, he is much more banged up than Caleb Plant, I believe. And he's taking rapid succession of fights back to back to back, as opposed to Caleb Plant resting his body and nursing his injuries. I'm going to tell y'all, fam. I'm favoring Canelo Alvarez. I'm favoring Canelo Alvarez about a 60 to 40% in this fight. I think Canelo Alvarez's relentlessness, and now seeing this style over and over and over again, he is going to walk into this fight knowing exactly what to do. As for Caleb Plant, I think that he'll enter into a point in the fight where he won't know what to do, because he has not been prepared for this moment with the right opponents, tested to this extreme, if you will. And I just don't believe in his power, having power enough to keep Canelo honest and from trying to mow him down. And I think Canelo can possibly mow him down. I'll see where I'm wrong, if I'm wrong. But that's where I'm at, fam. That's where I'm at. And this is after thorough thought about the situation and the different outcomes. But through thorough thought, spinning this around, I got to be honest. I'm favoring Canelo Alvarez. Yes. So, Caleb Plant ain't got no reason to be, disrespected or whatever the case may be. People are only saying that because of your mobility. And that's it, and that's all. You know what I'm saying? You're a good fighter, no doubt about it. But the power is going to be the number one concern on boxing fans' minds. And I'm going to leave it right there. So I'm favoring Canelo Alvarez all day. Thumbs up on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Much love to the fam, man. So protect yourselves, protect your family at all times in these trying times. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you are protecting your family, man. Much love to you all. And I got a bee right here that I'm fighting. Oh, Lord. I can't do bees, fam. I can't do bees. I'm about to jab his ass. Man, get your bitch ass out, man. Get your bitch ass out. You know what I'm saying? What the hell, bro? Hey, son. Damn. I win. I just whooped the bee's ass all day. Much love to the fam. I see y'all real soon on the next episode of We Talking Boxing Live, going down real soon. Much love to you all. Thumbs up for the homie. See y'all real soon, man. To the next video, man. Peace out.